may grab lunch at a Mission barbecue today. Still testing this media mod replacement. I may have to retape the microphone inside. Electrical tape wasn't any good. Then I tried Gorilla Tape, which is doing a little better, but I can see it's coming loose after about every other ride. So the thing I'm still having issues with are these slow left and right turns. I've got one coming up. It's like I try to get in the right gear. Some people have told me that I should already be in gear and not be hitting the throttle at all. Some people say I should have the throttle mostly in and then coming out as I make the turn. I took the Ride Like a Pro course hoping I would get an answer to that, like right here. And honestly, I didn't feel like I did. Like, to me, that just felt very, very slow. Maybe you can put in the comments. I've tried to follow some of the advice from the previous video I posted, making a left turn, getting the head and eyes around. But I'm still struggling with the throttle and clutch and the rear brake and the right timing on it. And that right turn should be easier than the left one I had. That one should feel so natural, and I still feel just so nervous. I guess the Ride Like a Pro course was making the point that you're not really counter steering at those slow speeds. It's more turning, maybe. Maybe I might recall incorrectly on that, but I thought that was the point that they were making, that we're not counter steering at those slower speeds, but it sure feels like I would in that situation. They redid this guardrail, and from what I understand, people keep hitting this area right here. When I'm in a car, it certainly feels like I could hit. I go back and forth about Hi-Viz clothing. I own a bright yellow jacket, and then I'm wearing today a black leather jacket, which obviously black is the same color as asphalt, so not really Hi-Viz. And I know the criticism of people who don't wear the Hi-Viz, they are going for the cool factor. And yeah, that's probably a little bit of it, but also the Hi-Viz jacket I bought when I was of my first week of riding, and it was a really cheap jacket, doesn't have many pockets, and frankly, the other two coats I wear the most, one is, I don't know how you pronounce it, Sedici, is loaded with pockets, and then this leather jacket at least has two, I guess 3 or 4 pockets. Here's another turn right here. So if there was a car sitting out there, I would nose it, and I'd prefer to make a sharper turn. You know, maybe I should invest in a more expensive Hi-Viz jacket at this point, because I was concerned in the beginning I wouldn't like this hobby and maybe it wouldn't click with me, but I certainly enjoyed it. You know, the Sedici jacket is like, at least that one's kind of the tan khaki with black. I know, I guess all of these jackets have reflectors at night. I haven't added any Hi-Viz taping to my helmet or anything to anything, and I've seen that that's something that people do. I don't tend to ride at night a lot. I enjoy it at night. I just wish I was in the suburbs when I'm doing it, because out here with all the critters running out into the road is a concern. I guess if I was riding a ton at night in a congested area, I would make a priority to put the tape on. But I haven't done that. I was afraid that guy was going to back up. I also feel I need to get better at accelerating quicker on these turns at intersections. Sometimes I feel like I'm really lingering and I need to get up the road, but that initial turn, you know, I guess consistent with the slow speed stuff, is I'm just nervous about it. I don't know if you guys can hear the GPS directions when I'm pausing. It's because the GPS directions are popping up. I have a pretty good idea where I'm going, but it's just the very last part. There's been a lot of construction where I'm going, and I haven't been over there in a long time. Yeah, I didn't feel too confident doing that either. I feel like I'm coasting way too much through situations like that. So one thing that I don't like about my windshield, this was the Freedom Shield, and I tried every size they had and ended up with this one. It just still a little bit of head bobbing, buffeting with the wind. And after, you know, a while of it, it's like my vision is blurry. And, well, actually not even a while of it, right now. It's like reading signs and reading my own dash. My head is shaking. Now I have it on there because the colder weather, the windshield was helping reduce some of that noise. Also for these recordings, I think it helps. But most of the time I've learned that I just prefer riding without the windshield. And right now my head is buffeting a lot. When I tried the next higher, come on, get up your speed, buddy. We're going fast out here. When I tried the next higher windshield, it was right in front of my line of sight. It just was right on the edge, and it was weird because I felt like it was more buffeting than the lower one, the one I ended up going with. The higher one, you had to look through the windshield, and I just don't like doing that at night, or really even during the day. This is kind of a dangerous road anyway. Like right here, people a lot of times are trying to cross over. You got all these snakes on the road. People are crossing over to get to this exit on the right. Got a lot of rush hour traffic. Rush hour now is like all afternoon on a Friday. People have just quit working at different times. That lane all the way on the left ends, so you get people trying to race ahead and get ahead of this traffic. People here on the right who didn't realize they were in an exit lane jump back in, and then you got oncoming traffic here where the left lane all the way on the left ends. There's a lot to watch. So here we got the James River coming up. It feels like a lot of wind today. 470. And I'm not a huge fan of bridges in particular, one of my phobias. And on the motorcycle, I've seen a couple of YouTube videos where people came close to crashing and then going over the bridge. It's like, that's scary as hell. Ramblin' Man Moto and Drone passing back over the James River. Ran a couple of errands, stopped at lunch at Mission Barbecue. And the GoPro Enduro battery burnt out when I made it to Mission Barbecue. I think the GPS had estimated that was going to be about a 40-minute trip. I may have gone a little above expectations by a minute or two. Still not a huge fan of using the GoPro batteries. It's just not long enough. I guess maybe I need to experiment with downgrading the video quality. So that was the end of that video for the day, but I wanted to share this update on the media mod. I went out riding that same evening, just a few hours later, and on the ride to where I was going to pick something up, everything worked fine with the equipment. I made one stop. I don't believe I even turned the unit off, the GoPro off. I think I hit stop for recording, and I lifted the modular helmet up. And the microphone is attached to the modular helmet. It goes up as a unit, the way I have it taped up. Then I brought it back down and hit record again. And then when I got home, this time, what was happening before was the media mod had no sound whatsoever. And in this case, the media mod had sound from the external media mod speakers, but did not pick up on my microphone. And I have no idea what is happening. So I guess I'm going to have to triple check after every stop that the microphone is fully inserted. I don't know what else to try. The YouTube videos I've seen don't really apply in my situation because I have a 2-ring microphone, not a 3-ring. And I don't know what's happening with this media mod. Very frustrating.